Hello, my name is Sanjeev Nair. I'm a technology strategist focusing in business productivity. I work for Microsoft New York. In today's discussion, I would like to discuss Power BI, the capabilities and value of Power BI, the service, the desktop, and platform. The target audience of the session is going to be IT technical decision makers, and that includes BI analysts as well as BI focused IT professionals. Let's start looking at how BI has evolved and how Microsoft is positioning Power BI. Business intelligence or BI has come a long way. If you look at the initial waves of business intelligence, IT professionals and business analysts were the keepers of BI. They made BI accessible and consumable for end users. This eventually evolved to a scenario where power users can drill down and get insights to data. While this approach of IT pros being the keepers of BI still applies to complex business intelligence needs, today there's a new wave. The third wave of BI makes BI available to every kind of user. Power BI is what we call a third wave solution. Power BI enables everyone to collect, analyze, visualize, and publish data. This third wave has the potential to expand the reach of analytics to more users than ever before. Existing analytics platforms and tools can be extended instead of being replaced by full-featured solutions like Power BI. Power BI directly connects to existing on-premises data, such as analysis services tabular models that were created by business analysts in collaboration with IT. Microsoft Excel and the new Power BI desktop work hand in hand with Power BI, the web Power BI, to publish reports and models created by business analysts and seamlessly providing access to business users who can gain insight to this data as well as take action to this data. Now, there are three common business challenges which Power BI addresses. First challenge for business users is the fact that data is often in disparate locations and therefore it can be difficult for business users to see a complete picture of your business. So how can you bring all these disparate data together so you can get a 360-degree view of your data? Another challenge is the data source. How do you access and manage this multiple sets of data sources within your organization? A lot of data may be residing in SAS solutions or other external solutions. How do you access this data and refresh this data securely in your reports as well as dashboards? The third challenge is making the right data available to the right users at the right time. Mobile business users need the latest operational data at their fingertips no matter where they are or what they are using. Also, different roles within your organization may have different needs and access levels, so a one size fits all solution does not work. Essentially, Power BI tries to address all these challenges by providing a service for non-technical business users and analysts to connect with their data. End users can get value out of their data that was previously impossible, which required complex technical expertise to connect with data, model the data, and create these reports. Power BI connects any user in every business in every country with their data. Power BI integrates with the entire Microsoft stack, such as the Azure Stream Analytics, Machine Learning, SQL Database, SQL Data Warehouse, SQL Data Lake, SQL Server, Office 365, as well as it can bring data from any other data sources. There are several capabilities that differentiate Power BI from other similar offerings in the market. Power BI is a cloud-based analytics service that provides faster time to insight. It is used for visualizing, exploring, and extracting insights from data. It brings together data from a diverse set of sources and delivers a rich, comprehensive view of your business operation. What that means is with Power BI, you can see all of your data through a single pane of glass and create an analytics environment in minutes to monitor data and share reports. Live dashboards and reports can show visualizations and KPI from data that reside both on premises and in the cloud, providing a consolidated view across your business regardless of where your data lives. Now, again, going back to this purpose of the slide, there are several capabilities that are unique to Power BI, and that includes the pre-built dashboards and reports for popular SaaS solutions. So let's say if you're connecting to Marketo, Salesforce, GitHub, Zendesk, or CRM, you have the ability with click of a button, you get a bunch of pre-built reports without doing any analysis at all. You also get dashboards and visualizations that support real-time analytics. So, for instance, in an IoT scenario where you are monitoring some information and you want that data real-time to refresh in the report without refreshing the screen, you can get that. You get secure live connection to on-premises data to drive insight across the entire range of organizational information such as analysis services, Azure SQL database, SQL database auditing, and Azure SQL data warehouse. So the data is residing in the on-premises data source and the connection is live at this point. You also have the ability to do automated scheduled refresh to keep Power BI data in sync with your on-premises data sources in case you do not want to do a live data connection and all you want to do is a scheduled data refresh. We have native mobile applications for keeping users connected to the data on the go. You get easy integration with other Microsoft offerings from Excel to the Azure services. You have an intuitive data exploration mechanism which enables users to ask natural language questions of their data in plain English. So to summarize, Power BI is a SaaS offering that enables anyone to easily connect to their data, create live operational dashboards, and explore data via interactive visualization. Let's walk through an overview of what Power BI is. So the Power BI service, sometimes referred to as powerbi.com, is what allows you to create beautiful visualizations to tell compelling data stories, build rich live dashboards that turn BI into business insights, create reports and data sets from which you can create further visualizations and dashboards. Uh, like I said, you enjoy the real-time data update, both automatic and as well as scheduled refreshes, as well as real-time data, data refresh. You can share the dashboards easily with other people. You can, like I said before, you can ask questions in natural language. You can stay connected to data all the time with mobile applications. And Power BI connects to a variety of data sources, like the SaaS solutions, on-premises data sources, custom data sources such as REST APIs, as well as Azure services like SQL Azure, Stream Analytics, and we will be integrating closely with much more Azure services over time as we speak. The You can also take Excel workbooks and can be connected directly to powerbi.com or maybe used with Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is the companion to the Power BI service. It's a desktop tool that supports data analysis and reporting. Like Excel files or CSV files, Power BI Desktop files can be uploaded to the Power BI service. And Power BI Desktop you can think of it like a visual data exploration tool that enables you to analyze data and create really stunning reports. So you can, with the desktop version of Power BI, you have the ability to acquire and prepare data using query capabilities. You can manipulate and consolidate multiple data sources in Power BI desktop, and enables the Power BI service users to use data from a multiple sets of data sources in a single report. You can establish a data structure in your Power BI desktop, and then you can transform your data as well as analyze the data similar to like an ETL process. You can visualize and explore your data in new ways through like a free-form drag and drop canvas. And I'm going to be demoing some of that in some of my later sessions. You can author reports with a broad range of modern data visualizations, such as you can also create custom visualizations as well. It provides the ability to publish, really beautiful interactive reports directly to PowerBI.com. So you can take this dashboards and publish that to PowerBI.com, and you can further securely share reports through unique curated content library approach. So the Power BI platform allows you to allows you to embed, extend, and integrate Power BI into other applications and environments as well. So you can, really get started quickly with the Power BI service. All you have to do is just go to powerbi.com, and I'm going to be demoing that in my later session. And so the so the at in a nutshell, you can get started quickly with pre-built content packs for popular SaaS solutions. So let's say, for instance, if you want to connect to multiple sets of SaaS solutions, all you want to do is a bunch of reports from CRM or a bunch of the SaaS solutions. You can just get this pre-built reports. And the dashboards can show different types of data from a variety of data sources, and can use a range of unique data visualizations. If applicable, you can track status of data in real time, and thanks to the real time data sources, you have full control of your dashboards. You can pin any visualization from any report to any dashboard. You can create these click-through visualizations to access underlying reports to discover more data and new insights very easily. You can create personalized dashboards to monitor your most important data at a glance. So as you can see here, a dashboard can combine on-premises and cloud-borne data in a single pane of glass, providing a consolidated view across the organization regardless of where the data lives. And each metric or insight is displayed on the dashboard as a tile. You can choose which dashboard if you want to pin a visual to, either an existing visual or one that is already created. You can pin a tile from one dashboard to the another, and the dashboard can display in several modes. It can be full screen, or it can fit to a screen. You can you can control the visual colors in the dashboard. And the dashboard theme can be different from the report theme to achieve a consistency across visuals. And there's a lot more options to resize your tiles, and how we could create this really personalized dashboard. So with Power BI, you can create reports from a data set and surface them where you really need them. So a Power BI report consists of a set of charts and data visualizations all drawing from the same underlying data sheet. You can choose different ways to build a report. You can create a report from scratch. You can select read-only pre-authored report. You can apply a default report format for an individual data set. You can generate as many reports as needed from a single data set if you want, because data set and report is different. You can draw from a range of visualizations in a given report to tell a compelling data story, and this applies to both new and existing reports. You can pin reports directly to dashboards to keep the right data top of mind. And let's take a look at the different types of visualization in Power BI. So Power BI offers an array of visualizations, array of out-of-the-box visualization, and you can also bring in custom visualizations if you choose. You can experiment with visualizing data in different ways. Uh, you can select from a growing number of data visualization. You can go to Power BI data powerbi.com, and let's say if you want to have a new type of data visualization, you can simply download it from there if it's not available in the Power BI desktop. You can cross filter a cross visualization within a report to surface new insights. So like I said before, the visuals, the Power BI Visuals Gallery, which is actually in visuals.powerbi.com, you can from there you can browse through the visuals, and if you choose to build a custom visualization, you could create one and submit one for others to use. Obviously, the one of the key thing when it comes to data visualization is the ability to access from mobile applications. The Power BI mobile apps is available for Windows, iOS, and Android, and that makes it possible to stay connected to dashboards and reports from any device. The Power BI native applications are also available in, the Power BI native apps are available in Windows, iOS, and Android devices, like I said before. And these applications makes it easy to access, live dashboards and reports securely from anywhere. So using the same app, you can also interact with the SQL Server 2016 mobile reports and KPIs as well. You can set favorites for easy access to the most important visualization. So let's say you have a app, and then you may not want to go and search for a report. Rather, you just want to have a favorite report, so you open up your mobile app, and you can just see all your favorites right there. You can zoom in and out of a visualization to look at data more closely. And obviously the whole concept of rotating the device for landscape and portrait views work as well for these apps. You can annotate a report or a visualization and easily share the marked up snapshot with others. You can configure settings to receive alerts and notifications. So let's say you have a mobile app, and you are a CIO who's interested in specific thresholds, which is basically measures within your organization. So as you can get a notification as the data reaches or drops below a predefined threshold or based on certain indicators. Now, if you're new to Power BI, you can activate your user account directly from one's mobile device. So you don't really have to go to powerbi.com. You can just activate it directly from the mobile device itself. And you can optimize the formatting and display of charts, including the percentage-based line charts and data labels pretty easily. One of the unique capabilities of Power BI is the fact that it lets you ask questions of your data the same way you would ask a person using natural language. We call this the Q&A feature of Power BI. So now even the least quantitatively inclined person can find answers quickly by phrasing direct questions in plain English. Typically earlier, for to find insights on data, if you had a database, you needed to know SQL, which is basically a language which you had to learn and understand. But plain English is something which anybody can speak, or at least people who speak English can speak. Uh, so you can type a question, and PowerBI.com answers it by generating a relevant chart. So it could be, so let's say if you ask a question around something related to the state, or maybe around regions, the answer, the data visualization could be a map type of visualization. And once you get the answer to the data, you can go ahead and pin the subsequent chart directly on the dashboard. So effectively, you are interacting with natural language with your PowerBI.com. You get the answers, you pin them to the dashboard, and you can create your custom look and feel but by just as an end user asking questions to the data. And you can enable the best results by using key phrasing as you build models in Power BI desktop. So by default, you will also see a list of suggested questions for tiles on your dashboards or tables in your data set. So this whole natural language query, or the Q&A feature, can intelligently filter, sort, aggregate, group, and display data based on keywords and the questions you ask. And the suggestions will include specific terms from the data. Example, it could be a column name or a row value. And you can also add your own, featured question, like a frequently asked question about your data set. Uh, with the November 2015 update of Windows 10, an interesting feature got added to Power BI, and that is the Cortana integration with Power BI. So Cortana can now find answers from data stored in Power BI. So to use Cortana to get answers from Power BI, all that is required is to add the work or school account you use with Power BI to Windows 10 and have access to a dataset in Power BI that is enabled for Cortana. Similar to a Power BI Q&A, you can ask or type your questions using natural language. Cortana will search your Cortana-enabled datasets in Power BI for answers and display results in your Windows 10 device. Cortana can find answers either directly from datasets in Power BI or from report pages published to Power BI and designed specifically for Cortana, and we call it answer pages. You can interact with visualizations as you would in Power BI, or to further explore an answer, simply open a result in Power BI. Only dashboards hosted in Power BI are supported. So Cortana with Power BI does not work with direct query or other directly connected datasets at this point. Cortana ranks the answers from Power BI, giving one or more best matches. If there is a high confidence a result is a good answer. So other potential answers from Power BI are listed in a Power BI section below any best match, below of any of those best matches. And obviously more exciting features will soon be available with the Power BI Cortana integration, including things like predictions, preemptive alerts, and line of business process integration. Let's take a look at how you can share your work and collaborate with others using Power BI. In Power BI, you can share dashboards, reports, and tiles in several different ways. Each has its advantages. So when you share a dashboard, those you share it with can view it and interact with it, but they cannot edit it. They can see the same data that you see in the dashboard and reports, and your colleagues can share the dashboard with other colleagues if you allow them to do, obviously. And those outside your organization can also view and interact with the dashboard, but again cannot share it. Once you make changes to dashboard after you have sent it out, it will automatically sync across all the other users. And this enables you to share only your dashboard, keeping access to the source data and reports secure. And what this means is users who receive a sharing invitation cannot change filters or drill down into the data. They only see what's in the dashboard. You can manage who can reshare dashboards with others. So let's say you don't want the people who receive the invitation to reshare with a bunch of others. You can certainly manage that. You can share dashboards based on email or an Office 365 distribution group. You can share without email notification. Let's say if you want to copy share a link instead of an email or using the portal, you can absolutely do that. And once you share, you get a people pickle experience with an autocomplete. So as you start typing the name of recipients, you can choose, yeah, you can of course, as you start typing the name of recipients, it basically autocompletes. You can of course copy and paste large number of email addresses if you want to share it with a large number of people, or maybe you want to just copy directly from Outlook. You can collapse, the navigation pane with the URL parameter. You can also collaborate with a group workspace. So in Office 365, there's this notion of Office 365 groups, which enables you to collaborate within a group. And the groups in Power BI are also built in the Office 365 group concept. So you and your colleagues can, if but to use that, to leverage that, obviously you need to have a pro license. Power BI comes with a free and a pro license. So when you're a member of a group, you can create a dashboard in the group workspace, and everyone in the group can view, interact with, and edit the dashboard and its reports. And they all have the same permission as you have. Uh, So the another terminology which you will notice in Power BI is this notion of a content pack. And content packs are a great way to share your Power BI insights with your colleagues. You create a dashboard with its reports and its data set, and then what you could do is you could publish them all together as a content pack, either for your whole organization or for those in a specific security group or distribution list. When those colleagues go to the content pack library for their organization, they see your content pack along with any others they have permission to see. And when you publish Power BI reports to the web, so that's another interesting feature is how you can easily publish these reports to powerbi.com. So when you publish Power BI reports to the web, you can embed, just interactive visuals in blog posts or websites or social media or any other online communication on any device. So publishing to web is available on reports in your personal workspace that you can edit. Uh, so obviously you can only share the reports which you created, and you cannot publish to the web reports that were shared with you by somebody else. So essentially, this makes it easy for you to, let's say, have a blog post or something, and if you want to share a quick report, which is a live report, you can, easily publish that to the web, and that's a very powerful way to share your report, while the end user need not be, obviously licensed to Power BI. So next thing I would want to take a look at is how Power BI makes it possible to keep the data where it is. So let's say obviously you don't want to copy the data to Power BI if you don't want to, and you may want to keep the data whether it's on premises or in the cloud. So with Power BI, as I said earlier, you can connect to SAS solutions, and when you connect to these SAS solutions, SAS data sources, you're just keeping the data where it is, and you're connecting to it. And you can connect to Azure SQL Server, you can connect to Azure Data Warehouse, Spark, or HD Insight using direct query, and to get this direct data direct data queries with this data sources. With direct query, the queries are sent back to your Azure data store in real time as you export the data. So this combined with the scale of Azure enables users to create dynamic reports in minutes using terabytes of data. You can connect live to your on-premises SQL Server analysis data models as well, and it could be both tabular and multi-dimensional data sources. You can connect live to your SQL Server, Teradata, Oracle DB2, MySQL, Sybase, SAP, HANA, Access databases, uh, as well. It's basically for all these data sources, you could have a direct data connection from Power BI. So Power BI makes it possible to keep all of your data current, and visualizations automatically recalibrate when your data changes. You can refresh your Azure SQL Server, the Azure SQL data warehouse, like I said before, Spark on HD Insight using direct query, etc. So you can use live connectivity to SQL Server analysis we talked about before. One thing we didn't talk about is the ability to get real-time visibility via integration with Azure Stream Analytics or pushing data into Power BI using REST APIs. So the difference is earlier I talked about how you can query directly from the data source as opposed to keeping the data in Power BI. So that's the live query. And then you have then we can also push data into Power BI. So what that means is you have the ability to uh, to refresh the data in real time. So let's say it's a it could be like a dashboard where people want to see those real-time updates. You can do that. You can either with the when you if you want to connect to like an on-premises data source using direct query, we provide you a gateway which you can set up to connect to these data sources, and with this gateway you can schedule refreshes for your on-premises data sources. You could also set up row level security if you want, because quite often when you're trying to connect to this on-premises data source, you want to make sure the users can only see what they are provisioned to see. So you can reuse your on-premises on-premises role-based row-level security for let's say analysis services, and then leverage that for your row-level security requirement. So I talked about at a high level, as we spoke about how you can refresh your data using the personal gateway. So a personal gateway is required to refresh data sets from the supported set of on-premises data sources within an organization. Something like a gateway which you use to connect to an on-premises data source requires a Power BI Pro license, which means you cannot do that with a free license. And the difference between there's two types of gateways. You have the personal gateway as well as the enterprise gateway. With the personal gateway, everyone in the organization can keep their data in Power BI in sync with their on-premises data sources. There's no IT dependency. Anybody can come in and install this personal gateway. It's just a lightweight one-click installer, and once it's up and running in your computer, data refresh is pretty much seamless. The gateway supports, it can refresh right now, meaning immediate data refresh, or maybe a scheduled data refresh as well. And there's a little bit of data caching going on. It's not like the data is brought always, like pure real time. But the data transfer is absolutely secure. The data transfer between Power BI and the gateway is secured through through the Azure Service Bus. The Azure Service Bus it creates a secure channel between the Power BI service and your computer. Because the gateway provides this secure connection, there's no need to open a port or in your firewall. It's basically done through the Azure Service Bus. Now, the other type of gateway to connect to your data sources is what we call as the Power BI Enterprise Gateway. So the Power BI Enterprise Gateway enables IT departments to deploy and manage on-premises data, centrally for a large group of users. So you can configure and manage and maintain a group of enterprise gateways if you want. You can transparently refresh data, upload it to Power BI for business users and analysts. You can centrally manage the set of users who can access the underlying data sources. You can have permissions on who have access to this gateway. You can gain visibility into the enterprise gateway usage, such as commonly accessed data sources and the users who are accessing them. And you can also use direct access to a wide range of data sources like SQL Server analysis services. The data transfer between Power BI service and the gateway, like I mentioned before, is all secure through the Azure Service Bus. Power BI Pro has all the features of Power BI, the free version of Power BI, and it's got a lot of additional collaboration and data refresh features. So the Power BI, free is something which anybody could use. If you have Office 365, it just lights up automatically. But anybody gets a free version of Power BI. But Power BI Pro has a lot more additional enterprise features. And if you're interested in downloading Power BI Pro, there's a 60-day trial version of Power BI, and you can obviously extend it based on request. If you reach out to Microsoft, you can with Power BI Pro, you can create and publish customized content packs. You can share, refreshable team dashboards and reports using groups. There's a lot more additional features like connecting to on-premises data sources using the gateway, which we talked about. And if you want those live connectivity to SQL Server analysis services, Spark on HD Insight, or Azure SQL Data Warehouse, or Azure SQL Database, then you need Power BI Pro. There's obviously a lot of the pricing information is available in powerbi.com/pricing. The Power BI is also, I think one of the key things which a lot of people ask is, hey, we have organizations where we have presence in a lot of different countries. So Power BI in your browser is available in 42 different languages, and as you can see, there's a website to go in and check all the different languages which Power BI supports. Like I said before, Power BI connects to a variety of data sources, enabling you to view and explore data from hybrid sources into a single location. Like I said, it could be a SaaS application, and many sources have been integrated with Power BI, connecting ability to connect in minutes. What you see here in the slide is how easy you can connect to your organization data, service data, files, as well as the ability to import and connect to other data sources. So Power BI connects to the SaaS services that you already use with pre-configured dashboards, reports, and data models. So let's say you have CRM, and then you really don't want to create a data. You want to quickly start with the solution specific content pack. It's all available in Power BI. So it makes it extremely easy to discover business insights with the SaaS data sources. And I encourage you to try it out. It just click of a button. You can, as far as you have a login to any of these SAS data sources, you can quickly get insights from a set of available content packs by logging into Power BI. So essentially, when you connect to this SAS data sources, what Power BI provides is an out-of-the-box content pack for the SAS solutions. And these content pack consists of pre-configured dashboards, reports, data models, embedded queries, and metadata. So what this means is, you don't really have to set up anything from scratch. You connect your data, and instantly you have a beautiful dashboard ready for you to customize to your needs. You can connect live to your existing on-premises data, such as SQL Server analysis services or SQL Server. Again, no need to move your data to your cloud, like I said before. Power BI lets you, create a live connectivity with your on-premises SQL Server analysis services, whether it's a tabular or multi-dimensional model. You can use an enterprise gateway to configure your connection with your SAS solution. Um, just to be clear, if you have used an earlier version of Power BI, you must have been used to this analysis services connector, and which we are replacing with the new enterprise gateway. The connection is live, meaning when the users view and explore dashboards, Power BI interactively queries the on-premises cube to fetch the data right then and there. Yeah, and this enables efficient data exploration thanks to the optimized query performance within Power BI. You can create reports with SAS data on powerbi.com. I kind of mentioned that before. Your existing role-based SAS permissions will still apply. So let's say if you do not have access to a specific data set in a CRM, the user won't access it. And Power BI is controlled the same way. The SAS data source is completely respects your permissions to your underlying data source. If your organization needs to connect to a data source that is not integrated with Power BI, let's say for instance, and that's not a problem, we can create a custom connector, and content packs can address that. Using the Power BI REST API library, developers can create custom connectors. That is, it's basically a custom code that you write that can integrate nearly any data source with Power BI. So let's say if you offer a data service, whether it's a SaaS solution, industry specific data, or some other type of service, a custom connector can enable your customers to pull data into Power BI pretty easily. This gives them more opportunity to use your service and realize additional value. If you need to make data available across your organization, a custom connector can do just that in a very efficient manner. For example, your finance team can provide access to financial data to the appropriate users across your organizations using the custom connector. In addition to connecting your data source, Power BI REST APIs enable you to create and publish organizational content packs, which consists of pre-built dashboards, reports, data models, and embedded queries and metadata. Content packs makes it easier and faster for users to explore the data you're providing. They get dashboards and reports that they can use immediately to drive insights. With connectors and content packs, users can also use data from content sources alongside with other data and are giving them an even more comprehensive picture of what they need to manage. Power BI integrates with select Azure services, enabling you to build a seamless end-to-end data solution. For example, Power BI integrates with SQL database and SQL data warehouse, in Azure, making it easier to query large data sets in real time. Power BI also integrates with Azure Stream Analytics for real-time data from Stream Analytics can be pushed directly into Power BI for real-time visibility via a dashboard. Let's say, for instance, you have IoT devices like sensors factory floor machines is connected to Stream Analytics, and the data can be surfaced live to the Power BI dashboard with respect to how your factory floor machines are performing. So let's say, for instance, if a machine is down and you want to have a alert right there, you can have a real-time dashboard which can show you the whole factory floor machine visualization. So the concept is the operation manager can get real-time information and the status of the plant operation, for instance. You can upload Excel, CSV, and Power BI desktop files from your computer, or connect them on your OneDrive for Business, OneDrive Personal, or SharePoint team sites. So where your file is saved, typically makes a lot of difference. So let's say if your file is saved locally to your computer or another location in your organization, your Power BI, it doesn't matter. Power BI can import your file into Power BI. Your file, will actually remain in your local drive, so the whole file isn't really imported into Power BI. What really happens is a new data set is created in your Power BI site and data, and in some cases the data models are loaded into the dataset. If your file has any reports, those will appear in your Power BI site under reports. Let's say if your file or the Excel file is stored in OneDrive for Business. If you have OneDrive for Business and you sign into it with the same account you sign into Power BI with, this is this is by far the most effective way to keep your work in Excel, Power BI desktop, or a CSV file and your dataset reports and dashboards in Power BI all in sync. Because because both Power BI and OneDrive are in the cloud, Power BI connects to your file on OneDrive about every hour. If any changes are found in your dataset, the reports and dashboards are automatically updated in Power BI. So let's say, let's take the next example. Let's say, for instance, if your Power BI, your dataset is in your OneDrive personal account. If you save your files in your OneDrive account, you will get many of the same benefits as you would with Power BI Business. The biggest difference is when you first connect to your file using Get Data, Files, OneDrive Personal, you will need to sign into your OneDrive with your Microsoft account, which is usually different from what you sign in to Power BI, because from Power BI you might be using your business account. So when signing in with your OneDrive with your Microsoft account, you just need to be sure to select the Keep Me Signed In option, so that way you don't get kicked out. So this way Power BI will enable you to connect to your file about every hour and make sure your dataset in Power BI is in sync. You can also keep your data in a SharePoint team sites as well. So there's two ways to use Excel workbook in Power BI import. When you import any supported data in tables and or a data model are imported into a new data set in Power BI. If you have any Power View sheets, those will be recreated in Power BI as reports. You can continue editing your workbook. When your changes are saved, they will be synchronized with the dataset in Power BI, usually within an hour. If you need more immediate gratification, you can just click the Publish again, and your changes are exported right then and there. Any visualizations you have in reports and dashboards will be updated too. You can choose this option if you have used Get and Transform Data or Power Pivot to load data into the data model, or if your workbook has Power View sheets with visualizations you want to see in Power BI. And if you use Excel 2016, you can also use the Publish Export, and it's pretty much the same thing. Uh, So when you connect your workbook will appear in Power BI just like you would in Excel Online. But unlike Excel Online, you will have you'll have some great features to help you pin elements from your worksheets right to your dashboard. You can't edit your workbooks in Power BI. If you need to make some changes, you can click edit and then choose to edit your workbook in Excel Online or open it in Excel or on your computer. Any changes that are made to the workbook on OneDrive uh, will be reflected. So when choosing this way, no data set is created in Power BI, essentially. Your workbook will appear in your Power BI workspace navigation under reports, and the connected workbooks have a special Excel icon. And you can choose this option if you only have data in worksheets, or if you have a data range or a pivot table and charts you want to pin to the dashboard. In Excel 2016, you also can publish and then click upload, and it pretty much does the same thing. So now Power BI Desktop is a visual data exploration and interactive reporting tool, and it provides a free-form canvas for drag and drop exploration of data, and it's and an extensive library of interactive data visualization, which you can use to is to pick what if you want to have a custom visualization, and it provides an authoring experience for pretty ease of report creation for the Power BI service. It's a free download and it's available for both 32-bit and 64-bit. It combines the power of Power Query, Power Pivot, and Power View. It specializes in interactive visualization, analysis, and the output of the Power BI desktop is an interactive report, and you can effortlessly publish the interactive report into the powerbi.com. Again, just like any other cloud service, Power BI Desktop is something which is updated on a monthly basis. Um, Excel is Microsoft. If you think about Excel, Excel is the Microsoft's premier business analyst tool, and it includes very rich business intelligence features such as Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View, and Power Map, and fully integrated with the powerful ad hoc capabilities and familiar features of Power BI like Power Pivot tables and Excel charting. With Excel, analysts can publish Excel workbooks to Power BI directly as well. You don't really have to use Power BI desktop. You can do, let's say if you're more familiar with Excel, you can do that directly from Excel. But let's say for customers who don't have access to Excel, the new Power BI desktop can be used to import and model data, then author and publish Power BI reports to the Power BI service. But Excel, obviously the desktop version, the Power BI desktop, if you choose that, it lacks some of the rich analytical features of Excel. But it does provide a simple solution to expressly design for Power BI content creation. So when you think about how you create a data visualization to Power BI, you need to think about how you prepare, explore, report, and collaborate with the, let's say if you choose the Power BI desktop tool, you need to think about all of the steps. So you can, with Power BI Desktop, you can prepare your data, meaning you can get the data, you can transform and model the data, you can explore the data using a free-form canvas experience, you can create interactive reports, and you can also share the report using the powerbi.com. It's a free desktop companion service along with Power BI service. So you can acquire and prepare data using extensive query capabilities. You can manipulate and consolidate multiple sets of data source in Power BI desktops. You can connect your data using similar to how you join the data in a data set in a relational database. You can establish data structure and transform and analyze data. You can author reports with a broad range of modern data visualization, and you can easily publish that to powerbi.com. Power BI Desktop allows you to connect to data sources beyond what's in Power BI.com supports. So there's four major categories of data sources that are files, databases, Azure services, and other. Um, Power BI Desktop supports a number of data sources, such as competing services. A lot of our competitions does not provide that level of data source support. We can navigate quickly with in-memory processing that optimizes performance. You can pare down datasets to only what's needed by editing queries before data is loaded into the Power BI desktop. Power BI Desktop enables extensive data analysis. It enables you to produce rich data models using formulas and relationships. You can detect relationship automatically, categorize data, and apply default summarization. You can refine models to enable complex calculation. Let's say if you want to identify relationships within data sets from a variety of data sources, and further you want to create relationship between tables, whether you want to do it manually or using the auto detect feature, you could do that. You can adjust the relationship type, whether it's one to one, many to many, or many to one. And as well as if you want to cross filter data for specific data insights, you could do that as well. You can define calculations as what we call as measures to generate new fields for use in reports. You can measure the measures create new information from existing data already in your model. So the measures are used in some of the most common data analysis. For example, you can do sums, averages, minimum, maximum values, as well as more advanced calculations you create using a DAX formula. The calculated results of measures are always changing in response to your interaction with your reports. You can use automatically generated measures or create measures with the what we call as data analysis expression or DAX formula. You can produce exactly the results you need using the DAX. There's a set of DAX library. We have about 200 plus formula elements if you want to choose. You can develop advanced analytics using a combination of measures and relationships. So let's say you want to uncover correlations, highlight exceptions, and understand business outcomes. You can certainly do that. You can shape data into the format and structure you want. You can prepare and explore data intuitively using functionality similar to what you might have seen in Power Query for Excel. You can adjust or shape data into the form and format that fits your need. For instance, you can adjust data type, remove columns, change table, and delete relationships. You can there's this notion of an applied steps view in the query settings to precisely tune how the data is shaped. For instance, let's say you are going through a bunch of different steps to shape your data. You can adjust. You see all the steps listed, and you can change the order of the data shaping steps and remove steps if you don't want some steps later on. uh, you internally Power Query records your sequence of data exploration activities, making it easy to apply them to additional sets of data. You can modify data types to support specific calculation requirements because some calculations require data in a specific format. You can combine data from different types of data sources to ensure consistent query semantics. You can mash up data across multiple data sources into a single report to support advanced analysis and reporting. Power BI Desktop enables extensive data analysis, enabling you to provide rich data models using formulas and relationships. You can automatically create a model by simply importing the data, or the Power BI Desktop automatically detects those relationships. It categorizes the data and applies the default summarizations, everything automatically. And you can refine models to, let's say, if you want to enable a complex calculation, you can certainly do that. You can identify relationships between data sets from a variety of data sources. It need not be, a Microsoft data source. You can create relationships between tables manually or using the auto detect feature. Uh, we touched on a lot of this in the previous slide, but essentially what we're saying is you can either automatically create data relationships between the data sets which you import, and on top of that you can all use DAX queries and or advanced analytics, where if you know DAX you can do that, or you can leverage the set of DAX functions which are available in the library. So the reporting step is where, that's the final step of creating the report, is where the visual data, it's basically a visual data exploration, which is enabled by Power BI desktop. And that's what really brings the report to life. You can move data directly from connecting to the data. Uh, and the desktop automatically creates a data model for you upon data import, and you can immediately generate reports from this data. You can explore the data in a variety of ways and across multiple visualizations. You can select data elements and sort data. You can filter the data using the cross-filter capabilities. You can drill down across data sets. You can pivot and slice data, everything from this view. Power BI Desktop enables you to visualize data in a number of ways and easily author reports. You can depict data in compelling reports that tell stories using a range of interactive data visualizations. So you can select and transform and mash up data using it's just a free form drag and drop canvas. So you can drill down across data sets, you can pivot and slice data and change visualization types using this canvas. You can also create compelling visuals using with R if you want. R is integrated, the language R. You can incorporate custom visualizations. Let's say the visualizations do not exist in the library right here. You can import a custom visualization. And further, you can easily share the visualization with a variety of with a broad audience. So let's say, for instance, you created a custom visualization, and if you want to simply publish that to the Power BI service, yeah, you could do that very easily. The other important thing which you want to note is how you can extend Power BI beyond what's available out of the box. Power BI provides developers with a platform to embed, extend, and integrate Power BI into other applications. The Power BI, let's take a look at the different ways in which you can extend Power BI. At the most basic layer, you can embed, you can take a Power BI report and embed that into an existing application. That's a pretty simple extension of your existing app to leverage Power BI visualization. You can also extend by creating custom visualization. So let's say the visualization which you saw is not what you want, and if you're a good smart developer using the extension feature, you can create a custom visualization. What you need to do is you need to you use a visual type script code, and you create a CSS, and you need to you use the Power BI developer tools to develop this. And once you've tested your custom visual, you can export it to Power BI, or you can simply submit it to Power BI visuals gallery, so other users can leverage it. And there's also API extension which you could leverage to extend Power BI. So let's say if you want to push data directly from another application into Power BI, it could be it could be static or real time, and you can do that. You can also have stream analytics push data into Power BI. Just like you can use stream analytics to push data, you can push data from any other applications into Power BI directly using the API. So here's more details into how you can embed Power BI into your application. We talked about in the previous slide, and this is how it would look like. The Power So essentially what you're doing is with Power BI, you are enabling your application developers to integrate Power BI tiles and reports from a user's Power BI account by embedding just an iframe into an app, such as a mobile app or a web app. The Power BI.com service allows business users to build and personalize charts and reports and dashboards in their Power BI account, and the embed a tile or report capability enables you to integrate those tiles or reports into an app. Some of the benefits of integrating Power BI tiles or reports into an app is it provides users a customizable data tile or report in an app. Let's say, for a small investment company or something like that. Um, and users can integrate data from any data source outside the application. So it may not be something which is in the application. And if you want to have a contextual understanding of some other data, you can definitely, that's something which you would leverage this for. Users can click an embedded Power BI report and navigate into the Power BI dashboard directly from there. So while you would see an embedded view of a high-level dashboard, you just click on it and then go to another big dashboard if you want to. And again, like I said before, the custom visuals feature is where you can extend or create custom visuals. You can simply browse a bunch of visuals using the Power BI visuals.powerbi.com. You can go there and, like, if you want to leverage a visual, you just go there, browse your gallery for any number of community created visuals. You simply click on the visual, download and read through the terms of use, and then just upload it to the Power BI. In the report view, you pretty much look for an upload icon in the visualization pane. You click on the icon, you follow certain instruction pop-ups, and you just simply upload your visual file, and then you can access the visual in your panel. So once you import, the visual will be made available to the visualization panel. This visual will work and operate identically to the Power BI visuals. And again, if you drilling down into the open APIs for integration, Power BI REST APIs allows developers to push data into a dashboard. And here are some of the important uses of APIs. So you can, let's say, if you want to push data directly from another application into Power BI, that's you could leverage the Power BI REST API for that. Like I said before, it need not be just static data. It could also be real-time data. It could be Azure Stream Analytics. Um, so the concept is, again, like is monitoring and managing real-time content. The authentication is all done through Azure Active Directory behind the scenes, so you don't really have to worry about that. You can and maybe an interesting use case is, let's say you have a custom data set and you want to connect a custom data for which Power BI does not offer a connector. You can build a custom data connector and then use this REST API to push data into the data set and dashboard. So it could be you can pretty much leverage Power BI for any type of data set or source. So thank you so much for taking your time to walk through some of the main capabilities of Power BI. And if you are ready to start exploring what Power BI can do for you and your organization, you can certainly go to powerbi.com and get more information out of that. Thank you so much and hope this was useful. Thank you.